Good afternoon, November the 23rd, 2015. Time to wrap it up for today. We came in today basically wanting to sell the 90 to 94 area. And we had an 82. 80 was buy one. And then buy two was 75. And the market... really, it was tough trading day. We had a retest failure plus another retest failure plus this S trade was a loser. This S trade right here didn't stop out on it, was a scratch. This retest failure right here would have been perhaps a plus, maybe a scratch. And then the trading finally right here started to pick up to the downside where the trades worked as advertised. So there was one trade that was really gave you some pretty good profits early in the day, and there was this trade over lunch, after lunch, that gave you the profits that we normally expect. So holiday week, you can see the volume is really off. It probably doesn't get any better tomorrow. We do have more news that can get things going, especially GDP. So we will see what that brings. Looking at the F1 screen for the E-mini. Inside day, trading range. Looking at the F2 screen. And let's put it all back together this way. A P put in backwards, so that on that take or a new distribution down starting an I period right here. We got a pretty clean break again in the 85 areas. So tomorrow's news, which is extensive, GDP plus 2.1. Up from 1.5. Deflator 1.2. The corporate profits, don't have an estimate for that, but last was 8.5. Last reading on this. Last quarter. Case-Shiller plus 0.3. This one might come in less. We hear rumors of real estate markets topping in San Francisco and other places. Consumer confidence at 99.6. That number has been really high of late. That one could come in lower than forecast. And then Richmond Fed at 1. And 5-year auction, which index players won't pay any attention to. So I think we can go a little bit lower right here. So the 77.75 by 1 picks up this area right in here. Then we have this M low down here. We'll make 71.69. An idea that we're going to have a trading range this week by 2. Now the first sell, the spill came from 85. So this 84, 89 will be sell 1. And then our 94, 96 will be sell 2. And we'll see how that shakes out. But I imagine we'll have a trading range market again tomorrow, and we'll probably, nobody might see some guesses about why the Fed met this week. Got to fill that print with something, right? Okay, strong 2-year auction. There's a lot of reasons to be buying treasuries. There's several. There's a 2-year floating rate note tomorrow. The 5-year comes after that. So there's a lot of paper that's coming out in this short week. And we got a lower high, lower low. 5-year paper is the toughest to move, so we might failure to take out the 126.28, 127 area would set up a fairly nice sell, and that would fit with a 5-year auction. If we're going to have a weak auction, it's the intermediate one usually, unless we get a new piece of news. Strong market, you can see where resistance is. So 28 to the buck, sell failure to take that out. And we should be a little bit higher in London. And if we're going to see selling, it should come out, should cap it in London. Sell 2, 3 to 7. The buy side, the auction was at 22. It's a 5-year auction. I think they can run it down. So let's make 17 to 21 buy 1 and 9 to 13 buy 2. Knob spread strengthened, went over 28 today, as you would expect. We talked about real early in the session stops above 55.02, so we're in the same situation. That then we're going to sell failure to take out 8 to 12, then 19 to 23. Buy side, we broke up and out on the A period at 22. We're at 02. We've got this low for the auction at 26. So for Globex, 25 to 29 would be the first buy zone. Then I'll drop it to 13 to 17. But we'll probably take that first buy zone lower tomorrow for the day session. Okay, gold pretty soft today. Didn't get much in the way of a rally. I think eventually we get stops below 1050. We haven't made it there yet. And you can see a lower high, lower low. We got stops below 61. So I think the market's going for stops below 50. So this one says we are sellers, this particular time frame and screen. And we see we have really a heavy profile, so that favors lower prices. So 60, 62 gets stops beneath that low, and 55, 57. It's been a slow grind down. Nobody falls over themselves to get short. 69, 71 sell 1, 74, 76 sell 2. We hit this market probably as good as we did any of them today. Crude, a big day. Sellers at 42.50. The market was taken up by a statement from the Saudi oil minister, I believe, this morning. Somebody high enough to get the news attention, and we're having that trouble in that 42.50 area. And you can see we got a break here at 42.65. We've got that low at 42.58. We've got this high at 42.65. So 42.50, 42.75 is pretty stout resistance. But before today, we had the 42.50 area we thought might hold. And we have today, put it all together, it is a P, or we started a new distribution lower. So 42, 42 and a quarter, sell 1. 42, 42 and a quarter holds. We should be lower when we wake up tomorrow in London. I mean, when we wake up after 42, 42, 50 hold, 42, 42, 25 holds in London. we should trade lower. On the buy side, 41, 41 and a quarter. And then 40, 50, 40, 75. And last but not least, the euro. There was a couple articles out on how weak the euro is compared to the dollar. Mission accomplished. Talking about going below 105, and probably right. Goldman has said we're going to see 95 before the selling is over. And that may or may not be true. But we should get stops beneath that low over there. So right now, lower high, lower low. This market is pointed lower. And a lot of you, when you first come in the room, you don't believe that it is that simple. A lower high and a lower low, or a higher low and a higher high. It really is. And it's just the way that markets work. You have to understand what makes lower highs and lower lows. Lower high means the sellers are out there and they're willing to pay lower to get off a short. Higher lows mean buyers are there and they're willing to pay up to get long. And once you understand that, that makes it easier to accept that. Okay, we're at 106.30, 45 to 55, sell 1. 106.75, sell 2. On the buy side, basically 106, buy 1, plus or minus, and 575, buy 2. And we do have news that can shake things up tomorrow. With GDP, the market's major focus. And it's expected to be revised up because of, forget what they cited. It was inventories or exports, but I forget what it was. But they do expect it to be revised higher. Hey, had a pretty good day, all things considered. We will see you bright and early in the AM. You all have yourself a great night. It's going to be in the 60s again tomorrow here, so pretty nice. The El Nino is certainly bringing us warmer than normal temperatures. See you all bright and early.